what I find interesting about the concept of trigger warnings,
Hmm.
this is something that a lot of times depending on who you're talking to, they're like, oh well, let's not trigger people. I'm like, right, am I managing their triggers or your cognitive dissonance and you don't want to hear the story? Is
Mm.
it the people in the audience who are like me who are going to be triggered, or the people who aren't like me who don't like to hear it?
Mm.
And for me, the bigger risk is for the kids to feel like they are the only ones going through it. The far bigger risk. And that is what it felt like to me, is that there is nobody here like me. This is shameful. I have to, that is what people are meant to be like. You see everything on TV, you know what families are meant to be like. It's not like your family. And so
Mm.
you feel that you're in the shadow of society that no one wants to look at.
Yeah, I wonder what needs. I've got some ideas, but I wonder. I'm interested in your thoughts about what needs to change for adults, particularly adults who come into contact with children in a professional role, for them to be able to be more sensitive to and responsive to, open to the experience of the child. What do you think? What do you think needs to happen?
I want to hear what you say first. I'm interested because I think about it from a certain way, but I always like learning. So I would like to hear what you say, Colby.
I think that the issue is one of supervision and support for adults. I think that the adults, so we're talking, teachers at the moment, um, but across our systems, including in our child protection system, and I could say particularly in our child protection systems, it has been a recurrent theme of this podcast, which has been aligned with my own perception, that the adults struggle to hold on to the distress of the child.
Yeah.
The adults struggle to be open to and to hold on to the distress, the trauma of the child. One of the ways so they shut it down. One of the ways they do that
Mm,
is to just focus on the behavior as challenging behavior. We're
mm,
not going to, I can't think past why the child is behaving the way they are because that'll upset me
mm.
more so than even their challenging behavior is upsetting me or disrupting the class or whatever the case may be. So I think we can roll out as much education as we like, and we do, to these adults about how they need to look past the behaviour and ask certain questions and consider certain things. But until they feel able to hold on to the pain of the child, then we've got a problem with them having the capacity to do that.
And I think we have to remember that a lot of people are also adult versions of those children,
Yeah,
and they have not processed their own stuff
yeah.
from their pasts.
Mm,
And so a lot of time, yes, you go, well, how be that for this child? They've never been it for themselves.
mm,
So how can they possibly do that for another person? You literally cannot. If your entire approach is don't talk about it, this is uncomfortable, the emotion has got to a point where it is I spend my entire life suppressing my own feelings and responses and so if you push me outside of that comfort zone, then
mm,
I need to, and so it doesn't sort of, the power differential makes it a larger issue with an adult child relationship because you can be more unhinged with children because they're not
mm,
going to, you're not held to the same account in that relationship. Often the child will not sort of a child will not dob on adults. They will put up with, because
mm.
they're not, they know that person has authority over them. And so they're not going to necessarily go, that person was inappropriate in the way that they spoke to
Yeah,
me. And they don't have
yeah.
that context. And depending on the age, especially, they don't have the concept of mind. They don't, all of the stuff.
Mm,
So I think that the human side of it needs to be acknowledged that most people haven't done the kind of work they need to hold that.
Mm.